What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. We had talked about multiple inheritance in this playlist and how it works. So, in today's video, we are going to discuss its most famous problem, that is the diamond shape problem. Now, in the diamond shape problem, we basically have four classes and we are going to name it class A, B, C, and D. So, class D is a subclass of B and C, and after that, the respective classes, the B and C, so they are the subclasses of class A. So basically class A is the parent class, it's at the top, and after that class B and C are in the middle, and then class D is at the bottom. So it kind of forms a diamond shape if we look at it like this. So we are going to solve this diamond shape problem in Python, and I'm going to make a new Python file right here in order to do that, and I'll name this Python file as oops14. So we had talked about multiple inheritance, and guys, in many languages like C++, multiple inheritance is possible, but there are other languages like Java where multiple inheritance is not possible. So this problem is faced by all the programmers which use the OOPS concept in different languages, and in Python this program is done in the most easiest way, because we can basically visualize the things, that how the classes are linked and how the multiple inheritance works. And the significance of this problem is that it makes you understand that how the objects use the functions of their parent class, and what functions will they access first. So in order to show that to you, in order to solve this diamond problem, we are going to make these four classes, class A, B, C, and D. So I'm quickly going to write class A, and after that I'm going to pass it, and then I'm going to write class B, and then I'm going to write pass, and then I'm going to write class C, pass, class D, and I'm going to write pass. So we have basically made four classes right here, class A, B, C, and D, and now we will perform multiple inheritance. So we are not inheriting into class A, we are inheriting B with respect to A. So I'm going to write A right here, and after that in C I'm going to write A, so I'll write A, and then in D I am inheriting B and C, so I'm going to write B comma C. And I hope guys that you remember what is the significance of this sequence right here. That is, if we write the C in instead of B at the front, it will access the functions of the C first, and after that it will go into B and check if are there any functions inside that or not. So after this, what we'll do is that we'll make the objects of these respective classes. So I'm simply going to name them a small a, and I'm going to write A is an object of class A, then B is an object of class B, then C is an object of class C, and similarly D is an object of class D. And after this, what we'll do is that we'll define some functions inside these classes. So I'll start from the parent class, that is, I'll define a function inside the parent class. I'll write def func, and after that what I'll do is that I'll just print something. So I'll write print, and I'll write this is a function inside A. And similarly, if I run this program, that is, if I run this oops14 Python file, as you can see that it won't give me an error and it will run successfully. So our program is right now, it's not giving us an error. And now if I try to make the use of this D object right here, so what I can do is that I can write D dot func, and as you can see that I can basically access the func, because D is at the bottom and we are inheriting B and C at D, and the B is inheriting A. So we can access this function, that is func, with the help of the D object. So if I run this program again, as you can see that it won't give me an error and it will tell me that this is a function inside A. So how did it work? So what happened is that, guys, when we wrote d.func, it went into its class, that is the class from which we had inherited D, and then it searched for the function func, and when it did not get func there, it went into B, and then it searched for the function there. Then when it did not get into B, it searched for the function inside C, and then when it did not get into there, it went into the class from which B and C are inherited. So it went into A, and then it got the function, that is func. So it inherited the function from there, and that that is how it inherited it. So I hope guys that you understood that how we can inherit different functions in this diamond shape problem. Now for example, if I copy this function, that is func, and if I paste it inside B, and I'll paste it inside this, and after that I'll change A into B, and if I rerun this program, as you can see that it has printed this is function inside B. Now again what had happened is that it searched into D, it did not get it, so it went into B, and after that when it went into B it got the function. So that's the reason why it has printed this is a function inside B rather than printing this is a function inside A. And similarly, if I copy this and if I print it inside A and if I put it inside C, and I'll change this B into C, and if I rerun this program, you know that it is going to run this function that is inside B, because my class D, it is first inheriting it from B, so it will go inside B, and after that it is going to get the function, so it is not going to go inside C. So as you can see that it has printed this is a function inside B. I'll rerun it again for you. So it has printed this is a function inside B. But for example, if I write C right here and then if I write B, and now if I rerun this program, as you can see that it will print that this is a function inside C, because it first went into class C and after that it met the function, so it printed that this is a function inside C. But for example, if I copy this function and if I put it inside D itself, and if I put D instead of the C, so you know that this will print that this is a function inside D, because it will basically get the function in itself. So if I rerun this program, as you can see that it has printed this is a function inside D. So I hope guys that you understood that how we can use functions inside these classes using multiple inheritance, and what is this diamond shape problem and how we can use it. Now in many programming languages, they ask us this multiple inheritance problem, that is the diamond shape problem, like C++ and Java. Basically in Java multiple inheritance is not possible, so in C++ it becomes a headache, and in Python you can do this multiple inheritance problem very easily. So I hope guys that you understood that how we can access the functions inside these classes and how the hierarchy works. So that was the main motive of this problem, and thank you so much guys for watching this video. If you haven't accessed my Python for Absolute Beginners playlist, the link will be in the description. I hope you're safe and I'll see you next time.